Hey folks, welcome back to Indaba Africa. This is Chris once again. What's going on in the Western Cape in South Africa? Wow, I thought we left apartheid behind 26 years ago. At least that's what I remember. All race democratic elections took place in April of 1994, and we were promised a brighter day in which people would not be judged or categorized or limited by the pigmentation of their skin. And we were all quite happy. Well, most of us were quite happy to see the end of that system. But what is happening in the Western Cape? A lot of people attribute the racist policies and economy like the broad-based black economic empowerment to the African National Congress, and rightly so, and other efforts by race supremacy groups like economic freedom fighters for things like the concept of nationalizing property and mines or expropriation without compensation. But who rules in the Western Cape? The Democratic Alliance. Okay. So what's exactly is going on? Well, let's talk about this very quickly here, folks. The Cape Agency for Sustainable Integrated Development in Rural Areas, or CASIDRA, has established a relief program for COVID-19. Well, that sounds like really good news. That's wonderful. Now, this organization is giving assistance to communities committed to achieving sustainable development, but which lack the technical skills or resources. Well, that seems reasonable. So basically, it's an agricultural organization designed to help out those who are less fortunate and don't have the resources to improve their agricultural production. Seems fair. Now, amongst the things that are provided by this organization are corporate services, agricultural and land reform, rural infrastructure development, and poverty alleviation, as well as local business development. Now, they've been around for a long time, 31 years, since 1989 in what was then the Cape Province, but now divided into three provinces with the Eastern Cape, the Western Cape, and the Northern Cape. But their mission from their own annual report is to maximize agricultural and economic development opportunities in rural communities through project management excellence. Well, that seems reasonable. And a 31-year track record, so what's the beef? I mean, what's this all about? Now, this, by the way, is a provincial authority. So this is a government-sanctioned organization that's out there, the CASIDRA. So let's talk about this. Well, they've introduced the Wine Grapes Industry COVID-19 Relief Grant. And there's a frequently asked questions section that goes along with it. So just let me give you a little background on that, folks. The Wine Grapes Industry COVID-19 Relief Grant was announced by the WCDOA on the 15th of December 2020. Guidance on the grant has been published and updated on CASIDRA website and local newspapers. Okay, and that's where we went for this, to their website. So what's the purpose of the grant? This grant is being made available to help Black-owned farm and Black-owned brand business. Excuse me? Black-owned? I'm sorry, I'm confused. I thought your statement of purpose was, your mission was to maximize agricultural and economic development opportunities in rural communities through project management excellence. I didn't see anything here about black, brown, or white. Where does that come in? Corporate services, agriculture and land reform, rural infrastructure development, and poverty alleviation, as well as local business development. Where is your race-based mandate in any of those functions? I don't see that. Well, what I didn't tell you about here was the frequently asked questions, the Wine Grapes Industry COVID-19 Relief Grant, frequently asked questions. You see that? Disguised as something to help out the wine industry, but only for people of a preferred skin color. Now, what the hell is this all about? Why is that taking place? And why are taxpayer resources ostensibly being used for this? Where's this money coming from? So, this grant is being made available to only Black-owned wine farm and Black-owned brand businesses with their ongoing business costs in recognition of disruption caused by COVID-19. What about the ANC's ban on alcohol transport, which nearly caused the entire collapse of the wine industry as a whole back in March and April, when they wouldn't allow wine industry to ship their wine to port, to ship abroad? Half of the wine industry's sales are abroad, and 2/3 of its profits come from overseas. Yet the ANC, the morons from the National Coronavirus Command Council, stopped the shipment and transport of alcohol, which they've done again. Now, apparently there are exceptions, but good luck figuring out what they are. It affects the entire wine industry. Why are you only helping out black farmers? Is this grant for the entire South Africa? The grant is only limited to Black-owned farm and Black-owned brand businesses within the borders of the Western Cape Province. So eligibility. Black-owned wine farm and Black-owned brand businesses whose cash flows were affected by COVID-19. What about colored, Indian, white? What the hell is going on in South Africa, ladies and gentlemen? Who rules in the Western Cape? This is a provincial body, not the national government. You can't blame the African National Congress for this. You can't blame pressure from the economic freedom fighters for this. One party rules in the Western Cape and has ruled that province almost unbroken since 1994. Well, since 2000, I should say, since 2000. One party, a single party, the Democratic Alliance. Mr. Steenhuisen, what the hell is going on with your party? Why do government structures in the Western Cape make racial discrimination a matter of policy? In case you're curious, you think I'm making this up, this is the actual application from their website, folks. And you'll see where I've highlighted that the only people that can apply for this relief, even though we've all been affected by COVID-19, are black-owned farms and black-owned brands. Right there in the application. This discrimination is racist and it's shameful. And it's stupid. How dumb are you people in the Democratic Alliance to actually put this nonsense out there? Seriously? Are you even aware of this? The Premier of the Western Cape, I call him the Premier of the Western Cape, Alan Winde. What the hell is going on in your province? Are you simply the ANC with a different color banner? Is that it? This is ridiculous. How in the world can you allow such racial discrimination to occur? If your intent was to ensure that only black farmers could profit from this initiative and this relief that coming from taxpayer dollars, then you could have simply set it at a threshold. Because most of the established wine estates have been there for well over a century, and they have the resources. They're large scale. The newer farms, wine vineyards, are primarily people of color. So why not do that? Wow. Wow. This is insane, ladies and gentlemen. This is the South Africa in the 21st century. This is what we get. CASIDRA, the Cape Agency for Sustainable Integrated Development in Rural Areas, has decided that it will grant COVID relief for vineyards. Wine grapes industry COVID-19 relief grant, but only if you're black. Whites need not apply. Coloureds, the majority of the population in the Western Cape, need not apply. Indians need not apply. Wow. How does the South African Human Rights Commission sit silently on the sidelines? That's a captured organization. It's a captured body, South African Human Rights Commission, which is not a human rights commission. It is a black supremacy organization, not human rights. It doesn't care about the human rights of South Africans. Silent on farm murders, silent on cash in transit, virtually silent on the violent murder rate in South Africa. But quick to accuse Eben Etzebeth of shenanigans he wasn't guilty of, and to investigate him to tarnish his image on the eve of the Rugby World Cup. Very quick to do that from a provocateur who started the altercation and whose own bigotry is the basis of the whole situation, not Eben Etzebeth. South African Human Rights Commission silent on this racist policy. This is disgraceful. People fought to end apartheid so that South Africans could live under the concepts and values of the Freedom Charter from 1955. Determining someone's future based on their race was not part of the Freedom Charter. It's also not part of South Africa's constitution. Its constitution, which was created under a majority rule. This is disgraceful, folks. Once again, CASIDRA's own application. Black-owned farms and brands, and no one else need apply. And there you have it in a nutshell, folks. This is South Africa in the 21st century. Racial discrimination of an unprecedented scale. Unbelievable, the nonsense taking place while the world sits by and says nothing. Well, I'm not going to sit by. If you discriminate against black, brown, or white South Africans, I'm going to point you out. Your hypocrisy will be exposed. Your bigotry and racism will be exposed, whether it's broad-based black economic empowerment, it is racial discrimination in the Tourism Relief Fund, it is the fraudulent decisions of the North Gauteng High Court in upholding that racist legislation, racist policy, or it is this nonsense in only providing relief to people based on their skin color. Not based on income, not based on revenue, based on skin color. This is the default position for far too many people who hold political power in South Africa. It's time to vote them out of office. Time to vote them out of office. And I call on the Premier of the Western Cape, Alan Winde, to investigate this and explain why a provincial body that's sanctioned by the government and has operated for 31 years is allowed to create such race-based relief programs. Disgraceful, folks. If you're not subscribed to Chris White Africa, I ask you to become a subscriber by smashing that button right down there. Be sure to toggle the bell icon so you might get notified of updates, whether YouTube does it or not. And feel free to leave a comment. Abusive comments will be deleted. And then finally, I ask that you smash the like button because likes drive viewership. Absolutely true, folks. Thanks a lot for watching the channel. God bless, and let's end racial discrimination in South Africa. Please.